Uh, Found this article about 15 kids will change the way you see children. But there's one in here that was wrongfully accused. And I just wanted to share this due to the justice system and how it could be really, really stupid at times. You know, stories like these make me wonder why in the hell sometimes makes me wonder who puts these people on the seat. And this kid right here supposedly killed and strangled a little boy. As you can see, the deep shit-eating grin she has on her face. But for some reason, I didn't go over her on this list. I went on to her another website that had her up, but I don't even think she's in here. But anyways, you got this kid here. Of course, this is a drawn picture of him. But due to that, back in 1871, kid had a white eye, cocked to the left, as you can see. And by the picture, of course, he don't look very disturbing, but besides the white eye, unlike this one, smiling at you. Yeah, I did it. But this kid was 11 years old, stripped and tied the boys up and severely beating them. Some of this stuff, man, makes me wish I was there to help. But I mean, some of them, of course, got the backstories of the 17-year-old prostitute. I mean, it all depends what, kids grow up through, serial killers grow up through. And I found out a lot in my research that the pornography and the severe beatings or raping of a child is what turns serial killers into killers. Of course, if you see a kid killing animals, you might want to put a way research better time stopping button on that, because that's when you'll find out if your child will be a serial killer or not. Just the oddball things that are done, I advise you to keep your eyes open. But if they're not being in a tortured family or whatnot, in a bad environment, well, then something else is going on around the situation, and you're supposed to look into that too. But one kid in here caught my eye. I've been through this. I think I went through this whole damn list, and like I said, I don't even remember seeing that girl on this. But one kid, I mean, you got people with 11 different victims, some of these I don't even want to go over because it turns my stomach. But this kid right here, and I always say a picture says 1,000 words. This poor kid got the book thrown at him. Set 22 years of his life, and it wasn't even him. He was 11 years old. He, being thrown up in the face of this accusation would make any kid crack under pressure. Don't know what the hell he's doing. Don't know what the hell's going on. And supposedly the sister he had said that she was somewhere, heard a shot. He supposedly killed his stepmother that was pregnant with his father's, baby. They say that this kid, in a bit of rage and jealousy, didn't want the baby and didn't want the stepmother and killed both of them. But goes on to say down here, in 2018, Brown was exonerated X-rated as the court determined that the evidence could have been planted by unknown assailant and thus was insufficient to find him culpable beyond a reasonable adult. Doubt. Oh man, reasonable doubt. Now this is sad to me in the justice system. When you get the justice system pulling this kind of shit and just throwing the book at some kid with no evidence, this leads back to my case. No evidence. None was brought forth. Witnesses were supposedly there, never came to court. And I sat a year in jail on an assumption. But this poor guy set his life in jail for 22 years he missed. And, it was a 20-gauge shotgun, you could smell the gun, the burnt gunpowder. The police still think he did it. And, supposedly his father left for work. Him and his sister were supposed to get on the bus, and this happened all, before he got on the bus. And, when everything was said and done, he got on the bus and went to school like nothing ever happened. So, I mean, there is some kind of reason to believe that he did it because the sister didn't see him do it, but she heard the shot. He didn't know what happened unless he went into a blackout state rage. Don't remember a goddamn thing. Someone else must have had a hit, or someone else must have had something that, hell, maybe the fiance had an ex-boyfriend come think about it. That caught wind of her getting pregnant, and bang, jealousy. There goes the love triangle. That's right. Something I gotta go over because I've been talking about some stuff about that. Yeah. But poor kid has lost his 22 years sitting. I think he was in a juvenile detention all that time, but where is it? But I just wanted to share this anyways, because on that picture, I see no evil. I see nothing that a kid could do. And, here he is today. Of course, I can't run the video, I'll get copyrighted, but right here, hey, look at this picture. This is a picture in the 5th grade. Kid don't look like he could go off and even pick up a gun, let alone go shoot someone. I mean, right there, a picture says 1,000 words. I see a lot of innocence in that face. And he, too, was asking his father, when can he go home? He was crying, he didn't know what he did. And I'm sure these officers were really putting the hammer down on this kid. But I don't see him not even picking up a gun and saying, hey, look what I can hold. And, of course, this guy goes on to say he's not angry. He's learned a lot. I mean, hey, sometimes you do. But, oh, man, I don't know. I hope the kid got a settlement. But then again, the police still think he did it. I don't know how, but I mean, yeah, the only thing I can say is that black rage. Here's the woman, I guess. Yep. There's the stepmom. This is me up, Jordan Brown said. So he was still sleeping. And waiting for this is his story. He was sleeping, sister woke him up. I mean, if the sister saw anything, I think she would have cracked under pressure herself and said, hey, he did it. But, it goes on to say that she heard the shot and didn't, and, as they're sitting there on the couch waiting for her to tell them to go, and they didn't want to be late, so they went off their own. But all in all, this is just a story of its own, and I think the judicial system, system failed this kid. Just threw the fucking hammer on him. And that breaks my fucking heart, man. Because there's other people out there today walking the streets. O.J. Simpson. They said they had like 10,000 crazy pieces of evidence against that guy. And he walks the street. I personally live near a baby child murderer. And she's walking the street. Casey Anthony walking the street. This poor bastard, 22 years. I'm surprised they didn't throw the book and give him life. For crying out loud. But thankfully and gracefully, or whatever you want to say it, in 2018, that they found out the insufficient evidence, which was overlooked probably when he was younger, paid him justice. So, I want to throw my thoughts and hard-hitting, sadness to this kid. Because, man, what if that was my kid sitting in jail for nothing? Being falsely accused. And that's another thing. I'm about to wonder if the police maybe looked at him and judgmental of his looks. Or something, when I go around, I know I get judgmental of my looks, so. You did it. There's always something behind the madness of crooked justice. And this poor kid, can't say it enough, lost 22 years of his life. But anyways, I just wanted to share this. I wanted to share my respect to this kid, and I hope he's living well if he sees this. I'd like to shake his hand, Show him that there's people out here that believe him. Because I sit beneath the dirt, and I know what the crooked system does, because I, myself, personally endured this kind of judgmental case. You did it, you go to jail. No, collect $200 and pass go. Right to jail. And that's why I feel that I should share this story. Because I lived it. It wasn't murder, but if it was, hey, I would have done my time just like him. Because I come from the dirt. Trying to get out of the dirt, but... Hello, YouTube. You want to pass me on my monetization so I can get paid? Things ain't nice out here with the coronavirus. Thank you. Till that next video, be safe, take care, and always, if you're goddamn innocent, always fight for that innocent. Of course, me, I didn't get lucky. I had to sit the full sentence myself, too, so... It was a year, but I'll tell you, it felt like 22 years. So all you do is sit in that goddamn place and count and look at the clock and wonder what's gonna be served tomorrow or the next day, or who's gonna get stabbed and killed, or who's gonna start with me. Not a lot to do in prison, I can tell you that. And I don't recommend anybody going there. Because if you can get used to sniffing dirty ass, then you're more of a man than me. Out.